If you type it, they will come. Almost every comic book character from DC's nearly 80-year history can be summoned to help our hero Maxwell save the world. Solving cleverly designed puzzles is a rewarding test of your creativity as well as your DC knowledge. And as a lifelong fan of that universe, it had a smile on my face the whole time. I'd recommend this charming, interactive love letter to anyone who's ever picked up a comic book. When it comes to visuals, this is pretty much the opposite of Injustice. Set firmly in Scribblenauts' kid-friendly style, its simple line drawings tend more towards sweet than psychotic. Even DC's bloodthirstiest villains have never been more adorable. Yet, there's a genuine sense of adult malice on display as Maxwell matches wits with Maxwell's evil doppelganger, each armed with a notebook that lets them alter or add to the world around them by entering an adjective or noun. The story here is the simple stuff of comic book crossovers. Maxwell meets Batman and the Justice League, befriends them, and sets out to save the world. Fixing your universe-hopping magic globe by collecting missing starites, all of which have fallen into the hands of supervillains, is a great excuse to unlock and visit some of DC's most iconic destinations, like Metropolis and stately Wayne Manor. Somehow, I doubt the real Batman would be so quick to trust a young boy with near limitless power to wander around the Batcave, though. Scribblenauts Unmasked makes imagination feel mightier than any superpower as you solve puzzles ranging from the mundane to the madcap. Is a cannon missing a projectile? Just enter in cannonball and it'll appear. But it's the puzzles that test and reward your knowledge of the DC universe that'll have comic geeks diving into their back issues. That includes things you might be able to guess, like knowing that dumping a glass of water on Livewire will give her a short circuit, but also much more obscure trivia. For example, when asked to whip up a way to travel through time, a superfan would know that the Legion of Superheroes can use a time bubble. It's not necessary to have tons of useless DC trivia knocking around your noggin, because Unmasked has a built-in listing of every hero and villain, as well as their unique power sets. But it sure doesn't hurt. The gameplay gets extra devious when Mr. Mxyzptlk throws in optional random challenges, such as limiting you to summoning only female heroes or only using words that begin with the letter N. One drawback is that the world's internal logic doesn't always make sense, and there are a few glitches. A bomb that's had the word disarmed added to it may still explode, for example, and some obvious adjectives are missing from Unmasked's index, such as the word toothless for defanging a shark. The character list can be exhaustively complete, down to multiple versions of Superman from every alternate storyline, era, and age, not to mention every named Green Lantern in existence. But somehow left out Sunboy, one of the Legion's most prominent members. Is that too nitpicky? Not to a DC fanboy, it isn't. At the same time, though, I've always prided myself on being a walking repository of DC lore. Scribblenauts Unmasked showed me what a chump I am by schooling me in dozens of obscure characters and bits of trivia. And if you're feeling particularly creative, the Object Creator is a cool way to create and trade homemade characters and items with other players. Even after completing Unmasked's 12 levels, which took around 10 hours to complete, I feel like I've only scratched the surface of the creative ways to unravel its enigmas, which makes me want to keep playing it even more. It may be a little on the kiddie side for Golden Age comic book fans, but Scribblenauts Unmasked is a super way to exercise your mind as well as your love of DC characters. For more superheroing in Scribblenauts Unmasked, keep your Bat channel switched to IGN.